What's up guys, Northwest Nectar here, and today we're checking out the new Smok V8 T10 coils, and it goes in the TFV8 tank, the Beast Cloud tank here. And these things are pretty incredible. I mean, the specifications they can go up to is quite insane. So I think these are about $22, I want to say, after shipping and everything, and there's 3 coils in here. They run at 0.12 ohms. And they're Canthal Clapton coil material. But the most interesting thing to me is the range on these coils is 50 watts to 300 watts. And they suggest staying between 130 and 190. And so I slapped them in my TFV8 tank and put some of my mint and vapor juice in there, which I got it sitting right here. Right now I got the Green Mutant in there, which is 3 milligrams of nicotine and max VG. Just in case you're wondering cloud-wise and everything, that's what's running in there. So yeah, I installed it in there, and you can see it there. We'll get a little bit more of a close-up in a minute, and I'll compare them side by side with the regular TFV8 T8 coils that I had in here before. But I got this on 175 watts right now, and it chucks clouds. No doubt about it. You know, it's pretty impressive that they came out with a tank that can handle that much wattage. Now, I mean, this is at 220 watt, which is the max for this little Alien mod that I'm running it on, which I love this thing, by the way, too. I got another review on that if you want to check it out. But 220 watts on the Alien. And it doesn't feel too hot or anything. Which is surprising to me. You know, I mean, I guess there's more wire in there and stuff like that, and so it takes more power to get it up and heat it up. But I'm overall really impressed with these. Flavor on them's awesome. Definitely stay cool enough to where you're not feeling like it's gonna be too hot of a vape or anything like that, burn you. But yeah, definitely suggest picking them up. Now let's compare those coils. Alright, so here's these coils on a close-up, and you can see on my left hand there, that's the 0.12 ohm, and that's the T10 coil, which is this guy here. And that's got 2 layers of 5 coils with some massive airflow all the way around. See that there, all those wicking holes around the side of it, the top in there. And then you got this guy here, which is one of the coils that came with the TFV8 T8 coil, which has 2 sets of 4 coils. And you can see they're relatively similar size, if not almost the exact same. But they're good little coils. I like them a lot. You can see the one on the right I've used a little bit. I was swapping them back and forth to compare and see which one I like more, and honestly they both put out so much that they're both great coils. I'd probably just stick with the T10 coil though, if I was going to pick between them, because price difference, they're very similar, and yeah, you get the extra power in there if you want it. There's those guys there, and that's your close-up look at them. You know, there's one more thing I do want to point out about this tank, and see if I can get this zoomed out enough to where we can take a look at this. So Smok designed this tank here. Let's unscrew that, make it a little bit easier to get it into the camera. Where on the top of this, it has this gasket. And these, I am just starting to get pretty annoyed with. As you can see, that's the 3rd one that I put in here, and it's ripped. And it makes it a very pain in the ass to try to put it back in and close it up. Because as you can see, when you try to push it in there, if any part of this thing's ripped, it's going to try to stick out and catch in this mechanism that closes right there, and it's not going to allow it to close. Now if this gasket's not all the way in there secure, then your juice will actually start leaking out the bottom of the vent holes, which has happened to me twice in the last week. And that's actually how I discovered it, as I was redoing the coils, going back and forth for this review, and I left the top of the tank open because I couldn't get this stupid grommet in there, and to get it to sit right after using it for a while. And as you can see on my hand there, all that juice is just leaking out the air vent holes, and it's because this isn't creating that seal around the top of it there, which will stop it from leaking down through, because it'll have enough pressure in there, back pressure from air not coming in the top, not allowing it to leak out. But it'll leak a fair amount of juice out really quick if it's not in there all the way, so I wanted to make sure people knew that. And hopefully in their future versions they can come up with a better solution for making this ring in the top a little bit better, because it's just not really working out how it is. You know, it works pretty good for a while, but after filling up your tank so many times, which I've only had this thing for, I don't know, 3 or 4 months or something like that, if that long, and I've gone through multiple ones of these rings, and it's just kind of a pain. Kind of a pain to get it closed and in there right without it ripping and not leaking everywhere, so that's something to be aware of when you're going to check out this tank. But overall, it's a good setup. It's definitely one of the best tanks on the market. It's just I'd like to see a solution for that, so I'm not constantly getting juice everywhere. Alright guys, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments, and I will get back to you guys.